Hi, welcome back to Family First, Episode 6, Equipping Our Children with Protective Tools to help them in identifying where there are circumstances. We're trying to keep our children safe. So the main thing is equipping them with protective tools. The first thing we can do is role playing scenarios to teach children how to react to uncomfortable situations. So, in that regard, you would engage in role playing exercises where your child can practice saying no and in an uncomfortable situation. They can practice walking away and telling a trusted adult. That reinforces it's not their responsibility to protect adults. It's their responsibility to protect themselves. It reinforces that is their responsibility not to be worried about how this adult feels, but for them to be concerned about their own safety and well-being. So in this role playing, it teaches them to walk away. Just the other day, there was on TikTok, there was an instance where a little girl was sitting on a bench. Complete stranger walks up and says, "Yeah, your mother sent me to pick you up." Thank God there was a man there. I say a man because that man stood up and he asked that little girl said, "I don't know you. No, who are you?" And the man was aggressive. The man was probably literally would have snatched the young girl off the bench if the gentleman wasn't there. She probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to just walk away because she was a little girl, tiny in stature. This man could have snatched this kid up and put her in a car and wouldn't have never been seen again. But thank God there was someone there. So you engage in role playing, show them what to do when they get in a situation where they may be at a bus stop and someone is saying your child should have a safe word. If you sent somebody for them, that person should know that safe word. And more than anything, if that person is approaching them and that close as that gentleman was to that child, that he could snatch her, you want to teach your child in that role playing scenario or role playing exercise to start getting up and distancing herself and finding what we call a safe adult. So that's one of the things that we want to talk about in our role playing is how to move away from danger. If a person is that aggressive and they're insisting that they're your mother sent them, mothers, give your child a safe word. And please don't send a complete stranger to pick up your child because it might be this last time you see that child. Sometimes we don't even know. We think we know people, but we don't. We think we know them, but we don't. So don't send a complete stranger or someone you have just met because it's so convenient. Oh, he wants to go pick up my child. Oh, he's such a good man. I never had nobody to help me like this. Ask yourself, no, 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 no. Don't trust your children like that. That child is your first responsibility. That child's safety depends upon you. And if you don't protect them, who will? The second thing is we want to instill the importance of trusting adults and safe spaces. Teach your child to always inform a trusted or safe adult, which we want to say a teacher, a family friend, or a relative. That's if that person is a safe adult because we recognize that there are going to be teachers, family members, and even relatives and family friends that can't be trusted. But we want to instill in them the importance that there are some people in these groups that they can trust. So if they're uncomfortable, they can go to them. So we want to reinforce that there are certain spaces like schools and homes that should always feel safe and comfortable. There should be a place that they can go. The third thing we want to do is to create safety plans for different environments. So develop a safety plan for school, public places, and when staying with relatives and friends. And I want to include this right now. We don't know people. We don't know what they do in their homes. People have public faces and they have private behavior. So know that people have public faces and private behavior. And that private behavior is not good. You could send your child in a home where you may not have drinking, you may not have guns, you may not allow parties and have your children in that environment. You may send your child to a family or a friend's house who does just the opposite of you. Remember, people have public faces and private behavior, and you want to be very mindful of that. That you don't just send your children to stay with a family member just because they're family. You need to know what goes on in their house. You need to know if there's guns in someone's house other than yours under lock and key, your child don't need to be there. We've had too many instances with child playing shooty shoot it up, bang bang with guns that are left unlocked and unsafe. That occurs. That occurs. I lost a 4-year-old brother to gun violence, where my stepfather left a loaded rifle in the house, children at the house playing alone, friends playing with the gun. The baby is in another room playing by himself, and he's killed. Know where your children are and keep them safe, okay? As I said, we want to create safety plans for different environments. All environments are different, but I want to caution you, don't allow your child to spend the night with everybody. Don't just always be looking for a break, because that break may break you and that child. Find a way to get your break and your relief as a parent. If you're a single parent, find a way to do it where you and your child are not put at risk. If you're married and you need a break and your husband's always working, find an in law or someone to come in and give you a few moments of a break. But don't send your children off to sleepovers at people's homes that you have invested and you don't know nothing about their private behavior. Okay, I think it's important that we also, when we're creating these safe spaces, that we include designated meeting spots. So if we get separated, meet me here, understanding when to call for help and knowing who to trust at various locations. You want to make sure that if your child, if there's a library or a police station, or I'll even say a business, that they can run in and get help when they feel uncomfortable or unsafe. And the fourth thing we want to talk about regarding giving them some, in terms of our topic today, which is giving them equipment tools for protection. The fourth thing we want to talk about is teaching our children about privacy and the importance. I think we talked about that in our previous episode about teaching them to say no. But in this instance, we're talking about teaching your children about privacy and the importance of saying no. So reinforce the idea that their body is their own, and it's okay to refuse unwanted hugs, kisses, or any touches, even if it's from a family member or friend. Help them to remember and understand that privacy should be respected at all times. Their privacy should be respected at all times by all adults. By all adults. Children need respect too. Okay? And that is the final part of our topic today. Next week, our episode is going to be covering digital safety in the age of social media. We're going to be looking at approximately 4 or 5 things in that particular episode that they can do for digital safety in the age of social media. God bless you and have a great day. And please stay safe and keep your children safe.